All right, let me tell you why I'm recommending that for two reasons. Number one, scalp can hold, the epidermis can hold up to 20% of its weight in moisture. So that's why if you seal in the moisture, you've got a great thing there, and your scalp is going to have an environment so that it can heal itself, so that it can balance, so the renewing process is calm. Have you ever noticed your face after you've washed your face? And I do wash my face. I know that a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't, and I'm an esthetician as well, but a lot of estheticians, even dermatologists, may say that you shouldn't wash your face. You should just use cleansers. Well, I believe in cream cleansers. I believe that you need to have cleansing agents to clean your skin. That's what I believe for your scalp, for your body, and for your face. And so you notice how when you wash your face, then you towel blot, the face is nice and soft. But if you're in your dry months or in a dry climate, you notice that the skin just starts to dry up and tighten up. But if you put an oil over your skin or even a moisturizer, then you notice that your skin is really soft. So that's why, because the moisture is still from the cleansing, the washing of the face is still on the tissue. So if you seal it, then you're gonna have a more hydrated skin. So that's how you hydrate your scalp. So let's recap. You wanna clean, shampooing every 3 days for dry scalp and every day for oily scalp. 2 days for extremely flaky scalp. And once everything is stable, you can go back to your 7. Never past 7 days. Then the second thing is acidic. So you want to make sure you stay with a clarifier that has a pH of 4.5 to 5.5, which is the pH of your hair and scalp. And then the next thing, you want a stimulated environment. Oh, that nice. There you go. Another chance to massage. I'll just lay there for a minute. Okay. Stimulated scalp, it does really feel good. You got to try it. You want a hydrated scalp. And remember how I told you how to hydrate your scalp. You want to make sure that you're taking the oil and glazing your scalp while your hair is wet. And when your hair dries, your scalp dries, then you're going to have a nice hydrated skin. That's just a simple way. Now remember, if the problem persists, you want to see a trichologist first, but you must see one that has a handheld microscope, and so that they can identify and differentiate what you have there. And what I mean is, you need to know whether they're scalp pollutants, cosmetic, or environmental pollutants. And not all flakes are equal. The trichologist will help you to find the right dermatologist, because the dermatologists are the skin doctors. So if the problem is chronic, we have to see our dermatologist. Crucial, okay? So that's how we work with scalp dehydration. And if it's chronic or the problem persists, so we see the trichologist, and then the trichologist will help us with the dermatologist, okay? Because sometimes there's some natural treatments that you can get or receive from your trichologist, and you have to just Google, because they're not everywhere. I'm here, but sometimes you have a problem with finding one. All right, so let's see how much time we have left. Okay, so we're still doing well. All right, so next we're going to talk about hair dehydration. Hair dehydration, huge. When you start feeling your hair and you have the crunchy feel, which I don't, my hair feels nice and soft, which is pretty cool. But when you have that crunchy, hard feeling and you notice little pieces of hair on your scalp, I think we have about 10 more minutes, so we're good. All right, so you see the little pieces of hair, not on your scalp, on your clothes, on your floor, bathroom floor. You just look like your hair is chipping away. Well, that's usually hair dehydration. And so what happens, several things cause hair dehydration. Number one is definitely your environment. If you're in a dry environment, and especially cold, dry environments, you're gonna suffer if you're not careful to keep those moisture levels up. You're gonna suffer from hair dehydration. Now, what's the other reason why it can become worse? Excuse me, guys. And I told you I had this laryngitis, and now my nose is trying to do something weird, but we're going to make it through these next 9 minutes. Okay, all right. So what is the first thing that happens when you get really cold and you're in a cold environment? You get your scarves on, get your wool coats on, you pull your collar up. You've got all this stuff around your hair. And if you have hair with length like mine, then you begin to rub the hair on the neckline. I mean, so many of my patients who come in with these shorter hairs are suffering from, in the nape, suffering from hair dehydration, friction, and even, well, friction more so than traction on that nape area. And that's from those collars. You've all heard it. But what happens is because the hair is dehydrated. The wool collars, the wool coats, all of that, the wool hats, all of it makes a difference, but you got to wear them. Whenever I talk to a patient about that, they say, well, I got it because it was so cold. Well, I know why you're wearing it. I'm not worried about that part. Wear your coat, wear your scarf, but you need protection. So you have to have something somewhere between your scarf and your scalp, or your scarf and your hairline. Your scarf and the hair on your shoulders, you have to have protection. So what you need is, on top of your nice warm scarf or coat or collar, you need to get a scalp and hair friendly scarf. You know what? I'm gonna try and remember to bring one on for the next show. Of course, I always promise y'all stuff and don't do it, so you have to forgive me. Just email me, just send me hundreds of emails until I remember. That will do it, I can assure you. Persistence. But anyways, okay, so you want to tuck that into your collar, flip it over everything that's wool or everything that's rough and rough fabrics. Wool, sometimes some of the cottons or the blends are really rough. So flip it over that, and then you're ready to protect, that you're protected. Flip it over, and so everything that touches your hair neckline and everything that touches your hair is going to have that protection. Also, you want to take moisturizers, and you want to take those moisturizers and you want to put just a little bit on your finger and then your thumb, forefinger and thumb, and you want to find those areas and you want to just put that extra moisturizer on the end, especially if you have dry hair, and even more so with kinky hair. Okay, but I just kind of got ahead of myself with that, but there are certain things you want to do to make sure that you can keep your moisture levels up even before you get to all the wool collars and the coats and the scarves and hats and things like that. You want to make sure that after your cleansing, remember we talked about that, you've got to deep condition, guys. I mean, so often we just don't have time. We're rushing and we're running and we're like, oh, I didn't have time to get on the dryer. I'm probably the worst, but I hydrate so much. But I am the worst. But when you deep condition, it just really, really keeps your hair balanced. So the chances of hair dehydration are less if you deep condition. Now, what do I mean? You put conditioner and sit in the dryer, it's a little more than that. You want to take your conditioners, you want to put them on the hair, focusing on the ends, then the hair close up, and then run it down the actual shaft. Heavy on the conditioner, smooth the conditioner to the crown of the head, put a plastic cap on, sit in the dryer. Give yourself about 5 or 10 minutes, look at the hair and see how it absorbed, put more. Focus on the areas where it seemed to absorb the conditioner and then reapply. And you continue to do that until it stops absorbing. Now, generally you're gonna find that you will have about 3 applications before it stops absorbing. That's your deep conditioner. You sit in a warm dryer, plastic cap, that's your deep conditioner. And that's so easy to do, but we need to do that. We want to do that at least once a week when you're having hair and scalp dehydration. Okay, guys, that's going to be crucial. And then daily, you want to make sure you moisturize, and on top of the moisturizer, and this is just for really dry hair, you want to moisturize and want to put oil on top of that to seal. But if you have oily hair, the deep conditioning and a leave-in conditioner, you want to spray, rub it in your hands, and blot it through your hair. And your hands just need to feel soft. If they start feeling sticky and heavy, they're going to feel sticky and heavy on the hair. But if you have dry hair, You want to put your leave-in conditioner in your moisturizer and seal it with the oil. So then you have helped yourself to stop hair and scalp dehydration. Okay? But if the problem persists, again, see your trichologist. And the beauty of seeing your trichologist is that I think I have 5 minutes left, so we're going to wrap it up. But the beauty of seeing your trichologist is if you have hair and scalp dehydration, they can really point you in the right direction. And there are just so many wonderful natural ways to treat hair and scalp dehydration. Aloe vera, this is one of the raw materials that we use in our clinic. I use in a lot of my products. I use a lot. Pure aloe vera gel. And you can get that at your health food store. You can get it almost anywhere. That's one of my little secrets and tips I'll tell you. But it's very important to follow that regimen. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be doing this year. I'm going to be doing all these wonderful things. We are in Whole Foods now. Yay! And if I'm not in the Whole Foods in your area, call them and bug them. Say, I want Lisa Akbari product on the shelf. Oops, this show is not about product. This is about you. But we're now in Whole Foods, and the reason I mention that, not because of product, because I'm going to be doing some free seminars, and we talked about my tour all the time, but this is the year that I am definitely going to do it, and I'm going to do it through Whole Foods. It won't cost you a thing to sit in on one of these tours. So I'm really excited about that, and I want you to email me now. Get your pen and paper and get ready. If you're looking live on TV, or if you're on YouTube, or whatever way you're looking at me, then get your pen and paper and write this down. My email address is lisa@lisaakbari.com. So email me, tell me you want to be on my mailing list. Call your local Whole Foods, get on their mailing list, and make sure that you tune in to YouTube. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I'm going to get really active. Those of you who say, well, you know what? You don't do a whole lot on Facebook. I'm going to this year. I've got someone that's going to help me manage my Facebook page and my thousands of subscribers on my YouTube page. And we're just going to have a great time. I'm still your trichologist. I'm still your hair doctor. I'm going to bring the science to you and all those things. But there's so many things that I can bring to you in the way of helping you keep your beautiful crown and glory on your head so that you will do really well and you won't have all these problems. Scalp and hair dehydration was our show today. We have about 2 minutes left, and so we're just about out of time. Let me make sure I time myself. We have just about out of time, but I'm your hair doctor. It's been wonderful. I'm so excited to see you. I'm so excited to be back because I feel like I've been away forever. So thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Thank you for being patient with me. I'm even going to straighten my hair a little bit this year. And besides doing the seminars, I'm going to do so many, not straighten, not relax, don't panic. I mean, I'm going to do a show on heated tools. Hopefully that'll be my show next time. And that show will talk to us a lot about how to use these heated tools because everybody's using them and they really are damage with them. Is the heat itself causing the damage? No, the overexposure, the overheat is what's causing the damage. So I've got to teach you guys, just like with everything else, that's what I'm here for. I've got to teach you how you can use your heated tools safely and not have any problems with doing that. Because when you burn your hair, you start to thin your hair and it's all kinds of things. But I'll save all that for the next show. So we are about to wrap it up. We got about a minute left. And so I'll save it as a show. I just want to say again, to God be the glory in Jesus. You know who I serve. And I thank you guys so much for always tuning in. Visit my website at lisaakbari.com. Go on my YouTube page and subscribe to my YouTube page because in that way you can get all of my new videos. Every time I do a show, every time I do a video, you'll get them. I'm also going to put some things on my website on my radio talk show. So I do a talk show once a month, and then I also have some radio shows that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be a busybody, but I'm excited about that because this is the way I can communicate with you. God has blessed me, and I thank you so much. So I'll see you right here next time on Ask the Hair Doctor. Love you. Bye-bye.